Let's move into that co-main event. So the co-main event, we got the journeyman Robert Whittaker, has a lot of experience in the UFC. He's fighting Jared Cannonier. Tell me a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, so I mean, you can't really like fighters more than this. Whittaker is your, gamer type of fighter. Such a good guy. Doesn't really like talking shit. He's such a nice guy. He's just such a nice guy.
He's a professional.
You just don't want to see him lose. And I think the loss to Israel was a worthy foe, if you will. So now he's at that point where he's kind of got to prove himself again. What I don't like about this fight is the power that comes against him.
Okay.
So Jared Cannonier, let's just quickly talk about my man, the Killa Gorilla. So this guy started as a heavyweight, okay? So started as a heavyweight, found immense success, but then obviously competition goes up. We know what happens, right? So when you're not a natural heavyweight and you start to face real heavyweights, you start to see what a real heavyweight should feel like, especially at the UFC level, and you take those notes, right? So we saw him even go down to light heavyweight and find some success, but again, maybe he's a little too heavy. He's not moving as quick as he'd like, but here we go. Now we're seeing him fight at a middleweight class, and this is not only the best version we've ever seen, but he's now fighting championship level. He looks amazing. The speed, the power, the leg kicks. There's so much to talk about from an offensive perspective that makes me just a little concerned for Whittaker. Just a little. I do think Whittaker can be the quicker fighter. It's just he can't be the type to make mistakes from a striking perspective because we have seen Whittaker get clipped against multiple fighters. Now, this might be one of the more powerful middleweights on the planet when it comes to UFC fighters, at least. So,
yeah, clearly, if he's fighting in heavyweight, now he's in his zone,
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm going to assume that Whittaker's coming in between a minus 190 and a minus 260 type of favorite. And if it's anything towards the higher end or even higher, I mean, I can't help but want to sprinkle the Killa Gorilla and maybe even the under because those would likely go hand in hand, but I mean, I'm sure you're going to blow my mind here with something that might tickle my fancy.
I was going to say, what if they are much lower than you expected? It looks like Vegas has the exact same thought process as you and is giving Jared a lot of credit for, going back into what is probably his comfortable, weight class. And it's actually a pick'em. He's a minus 120 favorite. Like, it's nothing. It's a pick'em.
Wow. That's crazy respect for Jared Cannonier. And, good for him. Like, congrats to him. Like, if you're being viewed even by Vegas as the equivalent to a Robert Whittaker, who knows that a win here is going to get him that rematch against, what should be his title reign in his mind. So I'm really excited to watch these guys go at it. I think it's going to be highly technical, but powerful. I think we're going to see good kicks thrown. I think we're going to see Whittaker potentially have to utilize all of his MMA skills, including wrestling, to maybe take this home because Cannonier is going to bring some power. And unfortunately for Whittaker, you can be the best fighter on the planet, but chin is chin, glass is glass, and you just have to hope that you can keep it down, keep it hidden, and just play your game, right? 3-round fight. I think when it comes to picking people apart, he can do it, but Jared is fast now. And he's
powerful, yeah.
He's bringing heavyweight level power to the middleweight division, and that's a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so stay tuned for that one. It looks like Arlene might be, picking an under here, so kind of stay tuned for that one.